So digital identity, my digital presence is somewhat similar to the way I am in real life. I'm somewhat reserved, but with technology, my digital presence and digital identity is a little bit more outspoken than I would be in real life. I feel a little bit more comfortable sharing things digitally than I do in person. There's a lot of ideas I would express digitally that I wouldn't in real life just because of how socially quiet I am. I don't usually talk to people that much when I'm face to face, but digitally I do a lot more. I'm much more less conservative, less reserved digitally. Well, I still have the same types of ideas and the same personality. I feel it's a lot easier to express things digitally than in person. Technology does influence and shape my identity a little bit with things that I find on the internet and experiences I have with technology. It does form who I am. I'm very in tune with technology. I enjoy learning about it. For a while I was selling cell phones and I was very into the technology behind cell phones and even televisions. Technology is a major part of my life. I'm not as obsessed with the act of technology as some people are. I'm not as present and engulfed in social media as some people I know, but of my own sense, technology does play a major part of my life. I always have technology around me. Digitally and online, a presence is very much like a performance. You have to be aware of how people are going to perceive you and what you share. Let's see. Part of the reason I am still somewhat reserved online is because it is public. There's many things that you may not want getting out to the public over social media or other avenues. As we can see with many celebrities, there's quite a bit that can be very devastating to a career or a life that can get out digitally and online. Everyone does have to be very careful with what they share and what gets out on the internet. In that sense, sometimes it is a performance. You have to fine-tune what you're saying, what you're sharing, what you're doing online so that it doesn't get misconstrued at all or taken the wrong way or blown out of proportion or someone misinterprets something and puts words into your mouth or makes something seem what it isn't. My digital identity doesn't completely affect who I am as a person in real life, but I can see that it does influence it. Many times I find myself talking about digital identity related stuff or things that I experienced online or things to do with technology that maybe not everyone quite understands or appreciates. I don't let it I try not to let it negatively affect me as a person. But as I said before, technology is a major part of my life, especially with going to school online. There's quite a bit of digital interaction as opposed to face-to-face interaction. For me, I'm much more comfortable expressing my ideas for school online. If I were in an actual classroom setting, there's probably many ideas that I wouldn't bring up that I have in most of my classes just because of the setting. I'm a very quiet person. I usually let other people talk, but online there isn't that active talking, so I find it much easier to express ideas more fully. The digital identity is very much a product of the context of the internet and social media. I find myself constantly changing my digital identity. I remember when I first got Facebook and I very rarely interacted with anyone, mostly used it for games and stuff. As the years have gone on, I've found what I'm expressing to change. Looking back on some of my Facebook memories, it's awkward to think of the way I used to express myself. And even today, I find myself sharing more things that I found and offering more and more of my opinions on different things that I never would have done in years past. Overall, my digital identity, I'm very comfortable with it. I'm sure there's things I could change about it, but overall I think it very adequately reflects me as a person. Whether people see it socially or not is another issue, but if you want to know who I am, you can find most anything about me just by my digital identity.